Welcome to Subramani. Vlogs like Subramani cater to largely to 2-3 types of people. One is a young investor who has small bits of money coming in regularly, but who has a very long time frame. So he's somewhere between 22 to 35 years of age. Then there is the guy who is between 35 to 55 years of age, and those who are 55 and above, I would even think 50 and above, who are closer to retirement. So broadly 3 types of investors apart from everybody else. And the 4th type of investor is the guy who invests on behalf of these people, the investment advisor. So the investment advisor could be investing directly in equity, or he could be investing in mutual funds, one of the two, right? So, or a combination of both. That is how the relationships are built. So what happens is the younger investor actually has a lot more time and very little money to lose. So he is doing a SIP of maybe 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 depending on his salary. And there are very many young people who also do 50,000 rupee SIPs because they are earning well and they are staying with their parents. They have no other expenses, they don't pay for food, they don't pay for rent, and they have got very good salaries, maybe a 10 lakh starting salary or a 12 lakh starting salary, and not having to contribute anything towards household expenses or contributing very little. So these people are comfortable doing even 50,000 rupee investments per month because of the cash flow permitting in the house. But here it might also include some people who are doing all these investments very aggressively because in another 3-4 years time they want to start their own business. That is also possible, which means these people are also not very far away from their goal. I mean, I'm talking of those people who are at 50 who are saying, okay, I'm going to retire in 8 years. But this 30-year-old or a 25-year-old could be saying, okay, in 5 years I want to start my own business. If that is you, then you have to behave more like a 55-year-old than like a 25-year-old, right? Because you need the money in 5 years. So then equity is not the best place for you, right? Of course, those who are very near retirement, if they have understood how equity works, they have to understand that 30-40% of their money should still be in equity even when they are about 70 years of age or maybe 75 years of age, unless of course the corpus is so huge that you don't have to worry about inflation because the magnitude of the money that you have, right? So this distinction is very important for you to realize that when I talk of investors, this is what I mean. The third, fourth category, of course there's one last category which is the trader. And when I'm talking to you, normally I'm talking to you as an investor. Now the media largely makes no distinction between the trader and the investor, and I think that is a disaster. It should be very clear that the advice is being given to traders and not to investors. Everybody is not an investor, everybody is not a trader. We all wear different hats at different points in time. One way to look at philosophically is to say we are all traders. Somebody trades over 2 months, somebody trades over 2 decades, and both are traders, right? So the frequency of trading, when it is high, we call them traders, and when the frequency of trading is less, we call them investors, right? So the day traders also exist. Then there is of course the investment advisor. The main question about investor advisors is whether to use them or not to use them, because you are giving away all your control over the investments to them, and they are choosing in which fund to put. Of course, you are signing, you are doing it online, or they are doing it online, and you're getting an SMS, you're just approving. But you have to decide whether you want them, whether you do not need them, right? And to remember one more thing, advisors also have to make a living. So they are earning money out of you. Now, if you judge in advisor just by the alpha that he creates, you're doing a disastrous job for him and for yourself, because an advisor has got a lot of other things to do. If you do not know that these are the other things that he is doing for you, for example, holding your hand and saying it's okay, this too shall pass. When the market is euphoric, holding back your investment. When the market is down, making sure that you do not jump off the cliff of a 14th floor, right? Holding your hand during these times, telling you, your wife, your children that this is what the market will do, the market will go up, there will be big ugly events, market will come down, there's other times to sit tight. Being able to do that, being able to tell you that normally for an emergency like this, you need 2 lakhs of rupees, the best place to withdraw would be your liquid fund. However, since the US market is doing so well, and you have 25 lakhs lying there, let us remove 2 lakhs from there. This is wisdom. So when he does all those things, you have to understand that you've got to make a payment for it, and there will be a cut in the total money that you make because you're giving him a part of that, or you could be paying him fees separately, but whatever it is taking an impact on the total amount of money that you have. So you have to make a choice whether the money is worth being paid to him or it is not worth. It's your choice. But don't judge him just by the alpha that he's supposed to create. Maybe he's not creating alpha, but the fact that he pulled you out of bank deposits, made you invest. Doing your KYC is just a clerical job, but he did it for you. Doing all that is part of the fees that he gets. And if you look at the fees that he gets, after the fees that he gets from you, which could be about 0.90%, he would pay GST, he would pay income tax, so he will end up with something like 0.35 of what, maybe 1/3 of what you pay is what actually reaches him. So is that too much? I do not know. It's your call. I've been using an advisor since 1979. He's been my broker. Of course, he charges brokerage, and I don't think his brokerage is the lowest in the world. But I have absolutely no regrets at all dealing with him. I never even asked him how much is the brokerage that he charges. Right? So it depends on how good the relationship is, what all he does for you or what all she does for you, holding your hand through bad times, containing your euphoria during good times, telling you how to withdraw, what to withdraw, the priority of withdrawing, pushing and really pushing you hard to put money in pension funds, in children funds for your children, keeping them separate, making sure that if you're a businessman, having enough liquidity, right? All those things put together is a fee. It's your choice as to how you want to make it look like, how you want to pay the fees. So largely, I said, investors of 2-3 types, trader of 1 type, and an investment advisor. These are the people who come to my vlog, and I think I know many investment advisors who add a lot of value simply through good teaching behavioral finance. And if your advisor is really good, in about 5 years time he should be completely redundant. You should have been able to download everything from him into your head, and you should have learned. If you have not learned, it could be because he didn't teach well, he didn't know to teach well, and you didn't know to learn well. So knowing how to use an advisor is important. An advisor is definitely very, very important when you start off. Slowly over 5-6 years you learn how to handle things, and then you may not need an advisor. Thank you.